Jan Blachowicz is a Polish professional mixed martial artist born on 24 February 1983. He is currently an active fighter in the light heavyweight division of the Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC, having previously held the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship title. With a career spanning back to 2007, he has also competed in other organizations like KCWV, where he was once the KCWV Light Heavyweight Champion. Notably, he stands as the second Polish UFC champion and holds the distinction of being the first male Polish champion in the organization. As of August 1st, 2023, he holds the number 4 spot in the UFC Light Heavyweight rankings. Blachowicz's journey traces back to his upbringing in Szczecin, Poland. He was drawn into the world of martial arts at a young age, starting with judo training when he was just 9 years old. His initial fascination with martial arts was sparked by his exposure to action movies. As he said, he was impressed by movies with Jean-Claude Van Damme especially. Blachowicz made his mark by participating in a KCWV inaugural 95 kilograms tournament. In a remarkable display of skill and determination, he triumphed over 3 opponents in a single night, ultimately securing the tournament championship. His first challenge was against Martin Zawada, whom he defeated by unanimous decision. Blachowicz showcased his grappling prowess by securing armbar submissions against his next 2 opponents, most notably Antoni Chmielewski. Building on his success, Blachowicz continued to shine in the following months. He secured another victory via armbar against Christian Mpumbu 4 months later, and in December 2008 he handed Maro Perak his first defeat. Seeking to broaden his fighting experience after an exceptionally fruitful 2008, Blachowicz accepted an invitation from Thomas Agrawal to join him at the Showdown Training Center in San Diego. In a bold move, he agreed to temporarily step into the heavyweight division for a fight against Lloyd Marbanks under the War Gods banner. Unfortunately, the event was cancelled before the bout could take place. Despite encountering a serious knee injury in July, Blachowicz displayed his resilience by persisting with his training regimen. He even committed to fighting somewhere in Mexico. However, fate took an unfavorable turn about 3 weeks later when he suffered a sudden knee injury during a training session, resulting in the rupture of his anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee. This necessitated a knee reconstruction procedure upon his return to Poland. After recovering from his knee injury and a 17-month layoff, Blachowicz made a triumphant return to the world of MMA. He initially intended to make his comeback against Alexander Radoslavljevic at WFC 10 in March. However, he chose to withdraw from the fight, and his fellow team member Antoni Chmielewski took his place. Following his rehabilitation, Blachowicz then participated in the second KCWV 95 kg tournament. During the tournament, Blachowicz demonstrated his skill and determination by facing 2 opponents in a single night. In his first bout, he faced the undefeated Brazilian Julio Brutus. Employing a high kick right hook combination, Blachowicz managed to knock Brutus out at 3.4 minutes into the first round. He continued his success in the semi-final, submitting his training partner Wojciech Oltowski with a rear naked choke just 1 minute 37 seconds into the match. In the interim period, Blachowicz accepted a short-notice fight against Nikolai Onikienko, whom he submitted in the second round. His journey culminated in a final match against Daniel Taber, where he secured victory via TKO in the second round. This win earned him the title of light heavyweight tournament champion once again. Subsequently, Blachowicz faced Ramo Kiri Sukudoju for the vacant light heavyweight champion. Unfortunately, he lost the fight via TKO as he was unable to answer the bell for the third round due to an injured leg. Blachowicz was granted a rematch with Sukudoju next, where he emerged victorious through an unanimous decision, earning him the title of the new light heavyweight champion. His subsequent three fights in the KCWV were against Mario Miranda, Houston Alexander and Goran Relicis, all of which he won with an unanimous decision. Entering the UFC in January 2014 with an impressive 17-3 record in the European MMA scene, Blachowicz signed on to compete in the light heavyweight division. In his UFC debut, which took place on October 4th, 2014 at UFC Fight Night 53, Blachowicz faced Lir Latifi and secured victory via a first-round TKO. On April 11, 2015, Blachowicz took on Jimmy Manuwa, but unfortunately he suffered a defeat by unanimous decision. Originally slated to face Anthony Johnson at UFC 191, the opponent changed and Blachowicz went up against Corey Anderson on September 5, 2015. At the same event, despite his efforts, he lost again via unanimous decision. Continuing his UFC journey, Blachowicz faced Igor Pokrajak on April 10, 2016, emerging victorious through an unanimous decision. His next challenge came in the form of Alexander Gustafsson on September 3, 2016, but he again lost via unanimous decision. Scheduled to fight Ovin St. Pro at UFC Fight Night 104, Blachowicz withdrew due to injury and Volkan Oezdemir took his place. Bouncing back, he faced Patrick Cummings on April 8, 2017. Despite a strong first round, Cummings' wrestling skills and Blachowicz endurance issues led to his defeat by majority decision. On October 23, 2017, Cowboy vs. Steel, Blachowicz submitted Devin Clark with a rear naked choke in the second round, earning the performance of the night bonus. Continuing his winning streak, he defeated Jared Cannonier via unanimous decision on December 16, 2017. In a rematch against Jimmy Manuwa on March 17, 2018, Blachowicz secured victory via unanimous decision and earned his first Fight of the Night award. Moving forward, Blachowicz faced Nikita Krylov on September 15, 2018 at UFC Fight Night 136 and won by arm triangle choke submission in the second round, earning the Performance of the Night award. On February 23, 2019, Blachowicz suffered a defeat again via TKO against Thiago Santos in the third round, marking the first time he had been stopped due to strikes in his MMA career. However, he rebounded on July 6, 2019 by knocking out Luke Rockhold in the second round, earning the Performance of the Night award. Continuing his journey, Blachowicz faced Ronaldo Souza on November 16, 2019 and secured a split decision victory. In a rematch with Corey Anderson on February 15, 2020 at UFC Fight Night 167, Blachowicz achieved a first-round knockout, earning his fourth Performance of the Night bonus award. Blachowicz' journey in the UFC reached its pinnacle as he aimed for and achieved the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. On September 27, 2020, Blachowicz took on Dominic Reyes in a battle for the vacant UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. He emerged victorious by securing a TKO victory in the second round, a triumph that also garnered him the Performance of the Night award. In his first title defense, Blachowicz faced UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya on March 6, 2021 at UFC 259. In an impressive display, he secured an anonymous decision victory, thus becoming the first fighter to defeat Adesanya in the realm of mixed martial arts, and further solidifying his championship status. Scheduled for his second title defense, Blachowicz was slated to take on Glover Teixeira at UFC 266, initially set for September 25, 2021. However, the bout was rescheduled and eventually took place on October 30, 2021. In this match, Blachowicz faced a tough challenge and ultimately lost the fight and his title, succumbing to a second round rear naked choke submission by Teixeira.
In this year I don't do it little bit because
following his championship reign, Blachowicz's journey continued in the UFC. Initially scheduled to face Alexander Rakic on March 26, 2022, Blachowicz withdrew from the bout due to injury in late January. The fight was subsequently rescheduled for UFC 36 on May 14, 2022. In the fight, Blachowicz emerged victorious with a technical knockout in the third round after Rakic sustained a knee injury that prevented him from continuing. Later on December 10, 2022, at UFC 282, Blachowicz took on Magomed Ankalaev in a clash for the vacant UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. The fight concluded in a controversial split draw with opinions varying about the outcome. The majority of media members scored the fight as a win for Ankalaev, highlighting the contentious nature of the decision. Subsequently, Blachowicz faced former UFC middleweight champion Alex Pereira. The fight closely contested, but Blachowicz ultimately suffered a loss via split decision, marking the end of a back-and-forth encounter. In his personal life, Blachowicz shares a close bond with former UFC fighter Thomas Durrell. They trained together at the Throwdown Training Center in San Diego, a connection that was significant during Blachowicz's knee injury in 2009. At a certain point, he relocated to Warsaw along with his girlfriend, leading to a change in his training environment from Octagon Rybnik to Pavel Nastula's club. He also engages in occasional training sessions at Alliance MMA, where he interacts with notable names in the sport like Alexander Gustafsson, Phil Davis, Joe Beltran, and Dominic Cruz. In December 2020, Blachowicz joyfully confirmed the birth of his son, marking an important milestone in his personal life.